Welcome to the Psychic Pastry Chef, where two unlikely worlds merge. Here in these videos, I'm combining my 22 years of experience working as a pastry chef and my 17 years of working professionally as a psychic and bringing you great cakes, desserts, and pastries you can make at home to impress your family and friends. And I'm going to give you psychic predictions for the end of 2018 and the year of 2019 while doing so. Today, we're going to make potes de creme, chocolate potes de creme, and I'm sure you're going to love it. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. So this season, I'm going to tell you the ingredients at the beginning of the recipe, so make sure you write these down. To make this potes de creme, you're going to need 2 cups of milk, 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chopped, 1 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of either brandy or some other type of liqueur that you like. I'm using creme de cacao, but you can use amaretto, Grand Marnier, brandy, whatever you want to use. I'm using creme de cacao, and you need 7 large egg yolks. So the first thing you need to do is preheat your oven to 325 degrees. And you're also going to need half cup ramekins or souffle cups for the potes de creme, okay? And a pan that's high enough to make it a water bath where you can pour water in. You're going to need like an inch of water to bake these in. So first we're going to start with chopping the chocolate. Aries, you're going to be meeting somebody new in either the end of 2018 or the beginning of 2019 or sometime in 2019. That's going to give you pause to think. They're going to give you something to think about. It could have some connection to do with love, family, and relationships. And I do feel that somehow, Aries, you're going to get some money that's going to come to you in could be the end of 2018 or sometime in 2019 that is going to be kind of unexpected. Like you've got some money coming to you. And Taurus, I feel like you're going to be releasing something to the wind. Almost like you're going to be getting rid of something. It could be a house, an estate, a structure, could be stuff, could even be emotional things that you're going to get rid of in 2019. You also may have like an overabundance of family things going on with you in 2019 where you could have an abundance of family coming to stay with you. Maybe you have a son or a daughter that they need to live with you for a little while, or, you have grandchildren, maybe your daughter's going to move back in or your son and they're bringing their children. That kind of energy is around it. Gemini, I feel like you're going to get some opportunity that comes to you in some manner that's actually going to be, it's an opportunity and I hear it comes to you loud and clear. Also, if you're involved in business, I get a lot of things to do with sales and promotions, an abundance of sales and promotions. So if you own your own business or you work for another business or another company, that's going to be involved in what's going on here. Try not to get chocolate on the floor because I don't want my dog Maxie to eat it. Cancer, you're going to have a new relationship. Some of you are going to have a new relationship brewing. And this to me feels like they mean love. But if you're already married or you're really happily coupled, then this relationship could be a friendship or a business partnership. But it really feels like for many of you, it's a new love relationship. And some of you Cancers may be getting ready to invest in something big, like a house, an apartment, a vacation home, but the investing could actually be in travel. Maybe you're going to invest some money and put money aside because you're going to do something with travel. That is also likely. Leo, you might find yourself getting your own place to stay away from other people. You might, even if you're married, you might be like, you know what? I need like a place to be able to go to that's my own. You could even be doing this in your own home. And Leo, if you've been feeling tied down by something, you may figure out a way to get out of it. Get out of a contract, could be a marriage or something else. So now, the next thing you want to do is get a medium-sized, kind of heavy sauce pot and put the 2 cups of milk in that. And you want to put it over the medium heat until it gets hot. So a lot of this recipe is done on the stove. You know, it's not that complicated to make, but you do have to spend time on the stove. Okay, so the next step you want to do is to take those 7 large egg yolks and you want to put them in a, medium-sized bowl, and you want to whisk them well just to blend. Because you're going to add the hot milk chocolate mixture to these eggs. So now the milk is hot, so now you're going to add the sugar and the chocolate. And you want to whisk this fairly constantly over low heat. So I got to turn down the heat. Virgo, you may have a new house, or you may actually be rebuilding your house, or redecorating it, or reconstructing it in some way. Virgo, some of you may have a hard time or a difficult time releasing yourself from a relationship from your past. It may be an ongoing struggle for you. And Libra, you may have you may get a matrimonial proposal actually in 2019. You also may have somebody that comes in and gives you an opportunity or asks you if you want to sell something. And I feel like you're going to take it and do it. So don't be surprised if somebody comes up and says, hey, Libra, you want to sell your house? Hey, Libra, I like your hot car. Can I buy it from you? Like some kind of offer. Could even be a job offer or opportunity. Okay, so now I'm going to, I forgot. I have to stir in the vanilla and the creme de coco. All right, so now you have to wait a little bit. You have to let this cool before you add it to the yolk mixture. Okay, now we're going to continue on, and I'm going to mix this chocolate mixture into these yolks that I have blended together. This is a very sinfully delicious dessert, and it's probably one of the easiest ones you can ever make. So now I'm going to gradually add the chocolate mixture. And Scorpios, I got to tell you, Scorpio, I feel like some of you may even have a house built this year in 2019, or start thinking about doing that. And if you've had some kind of pressing legal issues or legal battle going on, I feel like you're going to have an outcome from that legal issue. And also, if you've already had a verdict or a result of that legal issue, if you appealed it, you may have a new outcome. Some of you Sagittarians may actually finalize some kind of deal of some sort, because I see documents and legal papers. And some of you may become your own boss or have your own business if you don't have that already in 2019. Okay, so here we go. Get the rest of it in there. Now, before we proceed forward, this looks completely fine to me, but many people that make potes de creme feel it's necessary to strain the mixture. So therefore, I'm going to strain it. I don't know that it's necessary, but I am doing so. Capricorn, I feel like those of you that are working Capricorns are going to have really good outcomes to work and work-related situations and business in 2019, but I do see you feeling like you're having a lot of pressure, like being under a lot of pressure. But don't be surprised if there isn't things that you have to redo or do over again, Capricorn, like maybe a business project or something you did in the past. Could be something that could be a building or construction or repainting something, could be anything like that. So, okay, so I strained this mixture and it looks pretty much fine, really. So now I'm going to put it into the ramekins for the pots de creme. Now, if you have a pitcher to pour, it would be excellent. If you don't, which I don't, I have a pitcher, but it's so big, I don't think it's necessary. I'm going to use a ladle. If you wanted to, you could make less ramekins, use less ramekins, and you could just make them, use deeper ones and make less. Aquarians, you may be hiring people to be like a management team for you. You may be hiring like an assistant or help, or if you have your own business and you want to promote it, you could be hiring, or maybe you need a business manager, you could be hiring someone like that. Be careful what you eat, Aquarius, in 2019 and in the end of 2018, because I see some of you may feel like you have trouble with your stomach. Could be indigestion, could be you eat something, maybe you're going to have like sensitivity. All right, so I'm going to pour the rest of it in this way. I need my spatula. So these are going to be filled pretty close to the top. So these half cup size ramekins really do work well. But as I said, if you'd like them to be deeper and have more pots de creme in each one, you can do that. Now, I left one of these out because I'm going to pour the water. You need hot water, 1 inch of hot water in here to bake these in a water bath. Okay, I decided to put the water in first, and I put about, I don't know, maybe a third, maybe a half an inch of water in here. And now I'm going to put the cups in, and if I need to add a little more water, I can do that. It's very simple to make, as you can see, and your family's going to really like it. Okay, so I did end up adding a little bit extra water because I want the hot water to go about halfway up the ramekins. So now I'm putting them in a 325-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes, and you just want them to jiggle a little bit in the center. That's how you can tell if they're done. You don't want them too jiggly. And that's it, and later I'll show you how you can decorate them. Okay, now it's the next day, and look at our pots de creme. They look nice and set. So now I'm going to show you how you can finish decorating them. So what I'm going to do before I whip the cream is I'm going to show you a way you can make some decorations to put on the top if you would like. So I have chocolate that I am putting in a bowl in the microwave. I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to show you how to make some decorations. So I'm going to do this at 15-second intervals, and I'm going to make a cone out of parchment paper. So you need a triangle first of parchment, and you take it on the long side, and then you twist it together in a cone, and you want the points to meet, and then that's where you fold it under. So you make your own little paper pastry bag to make little decorations. So the best kind of chocolate to use for decorating, if you're piping and you want the chocolate to set up and you don't want to temper chocolate, would be to buy chocolate that you could buy at AC Moore. That's the kind of chocolate that they would sell to make molds, chocolate molds, to fill chocolate molds. So I'm going to pour this chocolate in here. It's really good. Sometimes you can use a glass, like a little juice glass, to hold it in place if you need 2 hands. Okay, so you don't want to make the bag too full. Okay, so now what you do is you take it at the side where the crease is, where they meet, and you fold them together and fold it over at the top. So you want it to come out in a stream. If it's not coming out the way you like, you can cut the hole a little bigger. Okay, that's a little big. And you can make any decoration you want. You could make it like that. You could make hearts. You could do, I cut the hole a little too big, actually. You do it like that. So you get the idea. And what you want to do is you would put them on the parchment and refrigerate it or let it sit for a little while till it's set. But normally we would just refrigerate them at the different places I've worked. And then you pop them off. Once they're set, they pop right off. And then you can put them on top of whatever you're decorating if you want it to stand up. And you can make any design you want. I cut the hole on that a little bit too big, but you get the idea. So in here, I put about 1.5 cups, 12 ounces of heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to add powdered sugar because I happen to like powdered sugar in my whipped cream. I like it to be sweet, but if you want to stay away from sugar, you can eliminate this step. And you can make this with a hand mixer. You can whip the whipped cream by hand if you wish and you feel like you want to build muscles. Okay, so now I'm going to whip the cream. There's chocolate on here, but that's okay. I'm just trying to keep it from splattering. And you want to whip the cream to nice stiff peaks. I have a pastry bag that I have put a small star tip on the end. And you could put chocolate curls on the tops of these. You don't have to decorate them at all. You don't have to do a pastry bag with a tip in it. You could just take a spoon and dollop a nice dollop of whipped cream on the top. You don't have to use a pastry bag. So I'm going to put these on the platter that I'm going to use. Pisces, you're going to have to exercise a lot of caution with the words that you use in 2019 because for some reason there's going to be a lot of people or some important people paying a lot of attention to what you're saying. So be very careful with your speech, the words you use. All right. And you're actually, Pisces, going to come across as being a little diplomatic in 2019. So you maybe you're going to have to field some, arguments or be the harbinger of peace or be the middleman or the peacemaker in some situation. Because you got being the diplomat comes up. Some of you will have a new relationship that will form, and it's either going to be after September of 2018 or after September of 2019. So now I'm going to start, and how big do I want to make these? I'm not sure. And this is a really simple dessert that you can make at home easily, and your family and friends will be like, whoa, this is so creamy and so delicious. And did you make that yourself? And you can say, oh, yes. All right, now I'm going to garnish it on the top. And so here are some of those garnishes that I talked about earlier. So if you want to do like a latticey, you know, thing that stands on top. You can put them like that. That's the danger of making them too thin. Make them too thin, they're going to collapse. And if you make them too close together, that's also a problem, which clearly I did make them too close together on some of these. Keep in mind your hand melts the chocolate. So there you have it like that. Now, if you wanted to put chocolate curls on them, you could also do that. Put a little here. We'll do a double garnish, which normally I wouldn't do, but just to show you. Nothing wrong with a little garnish. All right. So this is the Potes de Creme. And they do make really lovely Potes de Creme containers, by the way, antique ones, you know, from France, Limoges. You can buy Staffordshire ones that have little lids, quite ornate and fancy. But if you don't want to go to that extent or expense, you can use these ramekins. So hope you enjoy these Potes de Creme. I have to try one and see what I think of it. Wow, that's very, very thick and rich and chocolatey and dense. I used very high cocoa powder, cacao in the chocolate I used. This was 85%, which is very dark. Oh yeah, that's awesome. You could also use different kinds of chocolate if you wish, but this is delicious. You can't go wrong with a good Potes de Creme. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this recipe and the psychic predictions. And remember to be sure to follow your true passions in life. That way you'll know you're on your true path. Until next time. Thanks for watching The Psychic Pastry Chef. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in getting any of the special videos I've recorded for my Psychic Pastry Chef Vimeo on-demand channel with more recipes and psychic predictions for 2018 for each sign of the zodiac, you can access these videos for purchase by clicking on the link below this video, or you can go to my website, www.thepsychicpastrychef.com, and click on the videos tab on my menu. If you're interested in scheduling a private psychic reading with me, or purchasing any of the special videos that I record monthly for each sign of the zodiac for my Lucky Mermaid Vimeo on-demand channel, you can access those videos for purchase by clicking on the videos tab on my menu at www.theluckymermaid.com and go to my order page online scheduling calendar for booking new appointments, which reopens every 4 to 5 months. See you next month.